Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to Factory Fun, the series in which you tell me which robots to try from the community factory, and I do so to the very best of my ability, giving my honest first impressions, and of course, rating the bot out of 5 in both style and combat. In today's episode, we have Heavy-R4in by Gromek999. Now, many of you may already know this person, as it is indeed a fellow YouTuber who's been doing a lot of parody videos about Robocraft recently, and is kind of getting quite popular very fast, and I certainly would highly recommend going to see some of his videos, so there will be a link in the description, and of course feel free to say that Lathrix sent you. Anyway, so we have Heavy-R4in, a Mega Plasma on blue, replace green with Proto Seekers, and can shoot over things. So, you will have probably already noticed, this is a diagonally built bot. It's a robot that hasn't been built vertically or horizontally, it's been built so once you enter a game, the whole bot kind of falls forward. This way, the guns act differently, they will act permanently on a slope, because of course the guns in Robocraft don't act the same depending on which axis they're following, and if you do this, the guns on the back especially will tend to fire directly up, whereas if you have a robot and simply put the guns on the back normally, they tend not to fire upwards when you're trying to fire forwards. It's kind of a weird thing there, but it simply means that the Proto Seekers will fire directly into the air, thus going over the thing in front of you, thus you can shoot at things while staying in cover. I have seen this a lot with the missile launcher, but I've never actually seen it with the Proto Seekers, so this is going to be quite interesting. But anyway, here we are, a pre-built one. I've actually added all the weapons, so let's see how Heavy-R4in actually does. Be right back in a team deathmatch. Let the first battle begin. So we've spawned in, and of course instantly we are now lying flat, which means the backside of the robot is kind of sticking in the air. And as you can see, our guns are firing into the air if I try and fire forwards, and thus it will escape anything that's in front of us and hit something which we're actually targeting. That was the weirdest way of saying that possible. It will go over obstacles, is what I was meant to say there, okay? Okay. Since I'm incompetent with plasma at long range, we're just going to stick back here, shooting over the ridge to attack that flyer. That is actually kind of glorious, it's got to be said. Face the wrath of tiny little needles! Now, we do have to make sure we're facing the enemy almost head-on, otherwise the guns do tend to go to the side, rather than firing into the air. As you can see there, the shots were going somewhere to the right, rather than actually going towards the target. Got to be careful about that. Actually, trying to set it up is quite difficult when you can hardly see the shots. There we go. That's how it's meant to be. This probably takes quite a bit of getting used to, it must be said. Enemy coming around the corner there, and there's their Megabots. Let's swap over to the Plasma now. Is he actually firing? I can't see any shots coming from their Megabot. I don't think he is. Well, let's just do a bit of damage to their team then, I suppose, instead. Since their Megabot doesn't seem to be a threat, and I do have to remember that my front section is actually remarkably low, which means we can very easily, like I was just doing then, hit a lot of the obstacles. Just until we heal up, go back to our Proto Seekers to do very, very minor damage. Excuse me, I'll be behind you if you need me. Okay, this isn't going overly well. Definitely showing that we are durable. Ah, the needles will beat you! Oh, my gun again! The gun is very vulnerable being on the front like that, and also I'm just not used to using this type of bot, which doesn't help. You can't turn on the spot when you're built diagonally, sadly, or at least in this case you can't. I should get him out of the air for the time being, at least. Just keep firing, make sure they can't heal. Oh, we hit him that time. And instantly got our gun knocked off again. Bit of a back and forth battle. So glad we have a medic. That flyer is becoming a right nuisance. Ah, oh, almost hit him there on the plasma. That would have been wonderful. Okay, hit him twice then. And hello. Wow, having the plasma so low is really bizarre when you're trying to get a good shot off. That is an awesome looking skull. Okay, I don't mind losing to the skull. The skull can beat me, that's fine. And all my weapons are gone. Oh no, the skull's not going to kill me. Megabot, you are pushing me into the fight. This is not what you should be doing right now. Okay, we're just dead. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're dead. I think the flyer got the kill. Credit where credit's due, the flyer was playing exceedingly well that match. Well, we didn't win, but I'm okay with my gameplay for that battle, even if I was a bit on the silly side. Not being able to turn on the spot and having the plasma so low really threw me. I wasn't expecting either of those to be such game changers. But let's do this. So style, it's not the prettiest of bots, but it certainly looks good. So I'm going to give it a 4. It could be made a little bit sleeker, but honestly, with the whole diagonal building, it is a weird thing anyway. So 4 out of 5 I think is very, very fair. It looks good, could be better, but it's difficult to build, so I can respect that it would be quite difficult to actually make it look better. In combat, I'm going to give it a 4 as well. I think a lot of the problems I encountered were user error, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't exactly the sneakiest of buggers. I was out in the front far too much when I could have been further back. And honestly, the plasma being so vulnerable and so low, I just wasn't used to. So let's have a quick look. Can I turn on the spot? No, I can't turn on... No, I can turn... I can turn left then. Okay, so you can turn on the spot. It just takes longer than usual. Okay, I'm actually currently holding down left. Now, after I let go and do it again, then it would move. Okay, holding down left now. And holding down right. I am holding down right now. Come on. So it's a little bit glitchy then. It's not reliable if it will actually turn on the spot. It seems like if you're already moving, it's absolutely fine to carry on. So if I'm moving forward, then I start turning, that's fine. Okay, it's just it doesn't turn well on a dime. Okay. That's really cool. Okay, let's get into another battle. Hopefully we can get more use out of the Proto-Seekers and perhaps get a few more hits with the Mega Plasma. Match 2, this time with no Megabot. Okay, so we're going to be a little bit more independent this battle, I suppose. But even so, I would like to stick with a couple of teammates. I do love the Mega Plasma, but it being so vulnerable to being taken out very quickly does leave me in quite a vulnerable position very, very often. And the fact I can't freaking aim with it doesn't really help. Could have took a few Proto-Seeker shots there, don't quite know why I was moving back so much. Aha! Take that, Tesseract. And Mountain. Mostly Mountain. That is really cool when you actually get it to work, it must be said. Okay, oh, a blinking Tesla there. And loads of bees to kill it. Excellent. Oh, you can another flyer. Oh, no, no, it's not a flyer indeed. Let's turn. Come on, turn on the spot. Okay, I forgot I can't turn on the spot at all. Give that guy a couple of plasma to get him to go away, hopefully. Doing better this time, even if I'm still not completely happy with how I'm using this bot. Also, if there is any background noise during this episode, I do apologise. There is some serious construction work going on directly underneath my apartment. It has been going on now for about a week, and has massively disrupted my recording schedule, as you can probably tell by the lack of videos and stuff. Disc shields though. The team with the disc shield wins. A lot of the time that is true, and my Mega Plasma was removed instantly. Thank you, medic. Controlling the spot is remarkably difficult. I'm putting so much focus on just making sure this thing moves in a slight way I'm expecting it to. Okay, good, now we're flanking them, so we should be able to attack from this side. Aha! Your shield is worthless! Oh, what an adorable little bot! I killed it! No! Whoops! I wasn't even meant to kill that one, it was too adorable. Ah, those shields, though. Really wish we had one to even the playing field. That'd be so useful right now. Maybe I should go for the medic rather than the guy with the mega plasma. That might be a better idea. Hello, medic. That plasma volley was vicious. Once again, going for the medic might be a better idea, but I'm being greedy here and just racking up CPU damage. I can't help it. Say goodbye, sir! Ah, darn, I was hoping to him stop his healing then. Oh, thank you, medic. Medics, I love you. Ow. I still love you, even if you just hurt me, okay? We hurt the ones we love. Just get a bit of damage there on the Tesseract, just to stop any healing you'll do soon. Thanks, medic. Medic, thanks. Tracks! Oh, wow! I actually got the killing blow of Proto-Seekers. I never get the killing blow of Proto-Seekers. And, of course, the Tesseract is the last one live because we have no one quick enough to keep up with it. This may be a bit drawn out now. Bit of frame lag there, that was weird. Will I be able to go over here? I doubt it, especially since I can't control the darn thing very well. Okay, there he goes, finally. Yay! We win! That was a better battle. Why couldn't that be the first experience? So, I think I still stand by the same things I said before, really. Getting used to the Proto-Seekers in the way they are is very difficult. At the end there, at one point I was firing over a slight incline, and the shots were going so far into the air, so vertically, they were actually not able to turn in time to hit the target. So although I'd thought I'd set myself up perfectly, they were just hitting the floor. You really have to get used to the limitations of that style of building and where it can actually be useful. Also realise that this bot is definitely not meant to be on the front lines. Although it is quite durable, I will say that. It is very durable, just really not suited for frontline combat. Although I can imagine it wouldn't be too difficult to change that. Remove the Mega Plasma and then change to regular plasma or lasers on the front here, especially since we're going to be at an angle when we're resting. That should be pretty easy, and thus it would allow us to actually be a little bit more tanky in close quarters with our weapon not being constantly knocked off. So let's have one last match and see how we do there. So far, quite a positive experience of the Heavy Rain. Final battle, and just in time, as the work currently going on the apartment underneath me is now even louder than usual. Of course, I can't really blame them. They are indeed working in working hours between 9 AM and 5 PM, but that's also when I try and get my recording done. It's been a little bit difficult to record and have time to spend with my fiancé, it must be said. So, with the work going on downstairs slowly driving me insane and making me want to kill things, let's go and kill things for the blue team! Haha! I hit someone! There we go, guys. You can never complain about my shooting again. Yep, we did maybe a 1 block worth of damage there. I'm still not sold on Proto-Seekers. I like the concept, but I don't really like the execution of them. When I first started using them, I absolutely fell in love with them, then I changed my mind rather rapidly. Oh, hello, little guy. Oh, wow! It's so small, a load of our Proto-Seeker shots are actually just outright missing the target since they can't home in on it properly. That was really weird. Okay, we're not firing correctly there. The problem is I can't actually see my Proto-Seekers, which means, because of the camera angle, I'm zoomed out as much as possible right now. It's impossible to see where they're aiming before I start firing. For some reason I'm just firing straight down then. How about now? Okay, there we go. I have no idea how this... I think it's because I'm getting onto this ridge it's causing the problems. Oh man, this is horrendously difficult. Probably just me, honestly, but there we go. Finally, actually firing in some way like I wanted to. Look, the little guy's back. What a weird little bot. Oh, maybe I should have paid a little bit of attention to notice that my entire team were leaving me. And I just fell on my side, because tracks no longer are heavy, apparently. Free jam, tracks and wheels, please. Please. Little guy's back. Ow, that looked very painful. Just a couple of proto-seekers and it was almost taken out. It's so small I thought it was behind the ridge, but it was actually right there in front of me. Well, I'm gonna stop his auto-healing. Really? One flak shot just took out our Mega Plasma? Of course it did. You fools don't get to auto-heal. Where is our team currently? Oh, fighting their Megabot. Perhaps that's where we should have been helping. Focusing a bit too much here, trying to get all the guns off. There we are. And we even get the killing blow. Enemy there. Let's do the Proto-Seeker, since he's like made of shields. Actually using the Proto-Seekers for their purpose is a very rare and beautiful thing. And I don't really think you need help, but even so. But even so, just get there to steal your kill. I'm sorry. That was a complete kill steal. Just 100%. Oh, there we go. That's how they should be used, the Proto-Seekers. And apparently stealing one more kill there at the end. I am the ultimate kill stealer. I think that battle was a good example of a lot of the problems which I highlighted were completely my fault. I have no idea how to use this type of bot. This is literally the first time I have ever used one of these bots in a game. That's it. I think I may have used the missile variant once, but I've never used Proto-Seekers on this design, and they seem a little bit more twitchy. A lot of the time they go down for reasons I can't yet quite explain. So clearly it's a matter of, if I had some more gameplay of it, I would notice things like, oh, doing this type of turn or being on this type of incline or decline causes the gun to face this way, and thus I would avoid it. But anyway, what are my final thoughts on Heavy-R4in? I think it's a good bot. It's surprisingly tanky, it looks nice, it does well. I'm not a huge fan of only having one Mega Plasma, and I'm not a fan of having the Proto-Seekers, honestly. I'm not a fan of the gun in general, so having them as a secondary or possibly even the main purpose of this boss is a little bit off-putting for me personally, but even so, it definitely does what it sets out to do very, very well. And that's it really, so I do stand by 4 for combat and 4 for style. It looks nice. And, like I said, even just a second ago, it is very tanky, so it wouldn't take too much effort to remove the plasma and then change the front a little bit, perhaps for lasers or for plasma or something like that. I just deleted a block, and therefore make it a lot more useful in close combat, which is probably what I would do, as I'm not a massive fan of only having one Mega Plasma. As I also mentioned a second ago, I think I'm repeating myself because I've been focused so much on figuring out how this thing works. I've I've already sort of explained everything I feel about the bot. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And if you would like to see your robot in a future episode of Factory Fun, then please, in the comments below, leave your username, your robot name, the ranking of the robot, and what type of robot it is. Something like Plasma Track, or Proto-Seeker Weird Diagonal Bot, or something like that. The more information you give me, the more likely it will be selected for a future episode. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.